Good morning, Internet. Today I bring you yet another knot or tie or whatever the heck you want to call it, a Nawa, uh, Musubi. This one today it goes by a couple names. Uh, it's a cuff tie or a cuff knot, like has in handcuffs. Um, in Fujita Seiko's book, there's two terms for it. There's Tedome or Inchi Nawa. Inchi Nawa is um, like a pull cord or pull rope, and Tedome literally means te hand and dome to stop or to halt to well to still inertia in a certain sense, to be rooted if you look at the etymology. um, but in any case, it's basically a handcuff tie, and a kind of a quick, simple one that you can prepare ahead of time. So we're going to take our lovely little rope here. I've got 4mm jute from Kansas, of all places. Kansas in the United States. And I'm just going to place it over our hand here. Wrap it around your hand 3 times. And then just going to catch it right between your index and your middle finger here. So we've got this sort of pattern. Now we're going to reach underneath everything with these 2 fingers. And we're going to pull the 2 bites, the 2 ends, like that. Oh, we've got handcuffs. I don't have anything to really tie to, but it's basically how it works. You pull the 2 free cords here, and they tighten on themselves, and they will keep cinching. And then, in order to make sure the captive can't just pull themselves free, you obviously tie this off. I've personally observed that you can tie the 2 ends around the back. I've got one end shorter than the other here, but if you center it, then you can tie them around the back and tie off a knot at the hip level, or tie it to the belt. Alternatively, you could of course run this down between the legs, make it even more physically and socially uncomfortable, and then of course tie it to the belt, or tie it up over the shoulders depending on how much rope you have. So that's the nature of that, and it's kind of a pretty little knot. If it comes out properly, it's nice and organized. And yeah, so that's Inchi Nawa or Tedome Musubi, the hand stopping knot. And it is a cinching knot. So if you're practicing this, if you're practicing randori or any sort of kata or practice keikowaza, then you want to be careful, because we're dealing with a single length of rope here. It's not like in other practices like shibari where you double it up so it distributes the pressure on the wrists. It's a single length, so you're going to be dealing with circulation awfully quick. It's going to bite in very tightly. Furthermore, it's a cinching rope, so here you tie it to a truck, you could probably cut someone's hands off with it. Not likely, but figuratively speaking, you do this with like I don't know, fishing line or some kind of garrote wire. Yeah, you're going to be seeing some blood. What else is there to say about this? Yes, and so when you're doing this here, if you're practicing, I mean, in real life context, if you're tying someone up, it's probably a pretty serious situation. But if you're just practicing at the dojo or with some friends or whatever, showing off at a party, of all things, I don't recommend showing off rope arresting at a party. There's a lot of variables there. Keep alcohol away from rope, for example. But one of the things you want when you're practicing here, try to make an effort to keep it above the articulation of the wrist. If it's right on here, then we're looking at the ulnar nerve and the radial nerve we want to be worried about. And at that point, well, you start experiencing all sorts of terrible symptoms with nerve impingement, and the last thing we want our martial art to do is inhibit our friend's ability to work the next day and put food on the table. That's kind of defeating the purpose of a lot of things. So, one more time here. Take it probably just shy of the middle of your rope if we want to be organized about this. Wrap it around the hand. 1, 2, oops, keep it organized. 3, doof, doom, and pull tight. And voila. Just like that. It's beautiful. Um, and there's obviously a lot of things you can do with the remaining rope here. You can tie it to, I don't know, poles, or tie it to one's own. You'll see in some illustrations in Fujita Seiko's Zukai Hojujutsu, there's illustrations where individuals are tied to their own sidearm, their own wakizashi. And though interesting, it's a little bit, it's something to consider or think about, tying someone to a blade. I mean, firstly, there's a danger aspect, but also this a wakizashi or a katana is going to make short work of jute, no matter how high grade your jute is. So that's the Inchi Nawa, or Tedome. In Fujita Seiko's book there, it's not particularly associated with any one tradition. In fact, I'm yet to see illustrations of this in any densho at all. But I think it looks to me like it's just a kind of tie that he threw in there, or perhaps it's from his father's records. After all, most of that book is from his father's collection and research. And of course, his story wrote nicely. But yeah, so it doesn't seem to be particularly associated with any one tradition. I would be honestly a little bit surprised to find it to be. Like, it seems like a general knot, and and yeah, so accordingly, it looks like just like a general knot. It doesn't really fit anywhere. So there's not a lot more to say about that. Inchi Nawa, or Tedome Musubi, is its name, and well, that's it. Cheers.